On behalf of Worldwide News, let me welcome you to tonight's show. Our program tonight is a look back at America's most famous journalist. At 16 years old, he was the youngest reporter ever on television. He covered every American war faithfully and often at great personal risk. Let's look now at highlights from our old friend Gibraltar Concrete, starting from a 1919 World War I newsreel.
I'm Gibraltar Concrete for the Worldwide News. I'm standing by an artillery piece used in the World War. And the artillery piece, just as the tank, were very influential weapons during the World War. And much more functional than artillery. They caused a whole lot of dead on both sides and wounded casualties. And so far it's about 100,000 dead on the U.S. and about twice that for casualties. The artillery piece I'm standing by was a very, very influential thing for the World War, and it will always be remembered as that. I'm Gibraltar Concrete, signing off. I'm here behind enemy lines in Germany somewhere, and we got separated a couple of days ago from my platoon that was wiped out. I'm hoping I'll catch up with another one. Fortunately, I got some form of protection here. Took it off a man shot dead behind me. I hope I won't have to use it. So, things aren't looking good right now. Low on water. And behind enemy lines and some kind of concentration camp around here too. Hear trains. Alright, we got company. We're gonna have to report out. See you next time. Just like the tank in World War I had its first appearance, and also the jet fighter was introduced in World War II, but the new star of the show in Korea is the helicopter, not only used in fighting, but also in evacuating the wounded. Follow me, we're gonna visit a mass unit real quick. I'm Gibraltar Concrete with Worldwide News. We're here in South Korea in the MASH unit, and I'm here with Lieutenant Hart, who we're in South Korea with the MASH unit. And tell us, Doctor, what is a MASH unit exactly?
The MASH unit stands for Mobile Army Surgical Hospital. Pretty much means we're on the move.
So what is it that you do?
I'm a nurse here, and I walk around, do the surgical procedures, and we have regular doctors and anesthesiologists and certified people working here, and usually the boys that get wounded go to a buddy aid, and then they go to a battalion aid unit, and then they're transported by helicopter here, and once they get to the MASH unit, they have about a 97% chance of survival.
How long have you been a nurse?
I went to school, and then I went to training for about a year, and then once I got to the Army, I was here for about 2 years.
Are you always safe in the MASH unit? Is the MASH unit as a whole always safe?
Well, sometimes we can get a little close to the line of fire, but that's why we're called mobile, so we can move around if we need to.
Now, what can you do here? What all can you do here?
I can do any task that's needed, and I work for the surgery sometimes, and the doctors here and the anesthesiologists, we have everything here that you can have in a normal hospital.
Well, thank you for your time, and
the helicopters are coming. We're getting these quick little boys, so thank you for having me on the phone.
I understand. Alright, you're welcome. The Korean War, as we know it, is not really called a war. It's actually called a conflict. The United States Congress never really declared war, so to many it's just a war, but to us it's a conflict. And the United States, their casualties, are the men that are dead that have been so far, are 35,000, around 35,000 roughly, and 92,000 have been wounded, and missing in action, what was it, about 8,000? 8,000. And prisoners of war, roughly 7,000. Overall, the United States have had a big impact on Korea, and we hope this conflict can be solved soon.
Good evening. I'm Gibraltar Concrete for Worldwide News. Thank you for joining us this evening. The American effort to guarantee South Vietnam a democratic government has failed. There were 60,000 lives lost for the U.S. and millions more for the Vietnamese. It's been an unpopular war, and we'll all be glad when it's over. We're expecting word from the White House regarding our prisoners of war. Oh, it seems I've just received a bulletin that tells us that President Nixon himself will be greeting the prisoners of war as they arrive by airplane. And we'll take you through this as the event unfolds. Please stay tuned.
I'm here with Sergeant Taylor Stevens. I'm Gibraltar Concrete for Worldwide News. We're here in Baghdad, Iraq, where the Iraqi war is going on in present day. Tell me, Sergeant, how's it going over here?
It's way better than it used to be. It's gotten a whole lot better. Used to be couldn't go down the street without something going down.
Have you gained more control of the city than you used to have?
Yeah, we've taken over most of the city, but there's still some rural places we need to take care of.
Now tell me, has the troop surge helped at all?
Yes, it has. A lot of good men have died for their country.
What problems do you think you faced as an everyday soldier?
The main thing is suicide bombing and roadside bombs, and a lot of sniper fire. Not like the kind Hillary Clinton says, the real stuff.
Now tell me, how long have you been over here?
My first tour, I was in Afghanistan, but I got to go home, and they deployed me back to Baghdad for about 8 months now.
Well, have you got anything to tell the American people sitting and watching back at home?
Yes, it's very serious here. There's no joke, and a lot of good men have lost their lives because of their country, and America has it so good that someday Iraq will be like America.
So that's your dream, isn't it? Alright, well, I'm Gibraltar Concrete. Thank you, Sergeant Taylor, for having this interview with us, and we'll see you next time.
I'm Gibraltar Concrete for Worldwide News, or what used to be called Worldwide News. I'm here in my basement in the midst of World War III. It doesn't look good. It all started when Iran launched missiles on Israel, and Israel responded with elite force. Then all of a sudden China got involved, Japan and Russia lately, and the United States got involved a few weeks ago when New York was obliterated by missiles. It's really a hazardous place all around, not safe anywhere. The power's out in most places, and it's not safe to be outside. Most people are bunkered inside, and this may be my last broadcast, and I don't even know if it'll run through. So, I'm signing off.
That was the last live report ever filed from Gibraltar Concrete at age 107. This past week, President John McCain awarded Mr. Concrete the American Medal of Freedom, the highest civilian award in this country, for his dedication in bringing the real war story to the people here at home. Thank you, and good evening.
Not been a popular war, and we're expecting word from the White House regarding our prisoners of war, and we hope, and here